yesterday talked about this briefly as far as the Vikings going from the 4th overall pick to now, after beating Chicago, they're currently slotted at pick 7. And conversely, the opposite side, the Vikings are just a game back from the 7th seed in the NFC. Now, that right now belongs to the LA Rams. In between the Vikings and the Rams, yes, the Vikings are a game back. But there's a bit of a crowd, 4 teams that the Vikings would still have to leapfrog: Green Bay, New Orleans, Atlanta, and Washington. And the way that it's going right now, it's a dogfight, but you can get the 7th seed in the NFC with an 8-9 or 9-8 record. And if the Vikings are going to somehow, some way, stumble their way into the playoffs, and I know we talk about this every year, the Vikings are struggling. Oh, you're telling me there's still a chance. Let's see how they can figure this out. Beyond what I've already talked about ad nauseum, the coaching, and that, as an aside, I've given words and adjectives to describe what I've seen or what we've seen on the TV from the Vikings offensive side of the ball, but this stat really does a better job of highlighting the Vikings offense better than anything else I could say, and that's third down conversion percentage. The Vikings are 27th, 6th worst in the league, and that's because of the Vikings' approach using the buildup of first and second downs to this rocket science third and long situation, to where high stakes, high pressure, oh man, I don't know, hopefully we can get it, when really it should be the opposite. The putt-putt offense that KOC is calling first and second downs, the inside tight end screens, the Madden HB dive, run it up the gut, you can use that putt-putt offense on third downs only if you're more aggressive on first and second downs. Example, the Philadelphia Eagles, they're number 1 in the league in third down conversion percentage. Why? Because first and second downs for them are their money downs, to where all they do is end up in third and short situations, oftentimes 3rd and 1, and they can just use the tush push, the unstoppable quarterback sneak. If you flip that around, it's going to make a world of a difference. But let's say the Vikings, they do that. They exercise a different approach to offense. And they stop giving the ball away. No more turnovers. You hold on to the football, damn it. That's all in the past. 2 things the Vikings can do as far as 2 facets: one on offense, one on defense, as far as to give you a better shot if you are going to make the playoffs. On offense, the run game needs to help the passing attack. It just has not done that at all. 30th in rushing yards per game, tied for last in rushing touchdown percentage at 0%. The Vikings have literally scored 0 touchdowns on the ground. Alexander Mattison averaging 4 yards per carry, but it's really deceiving. It's more like famine feast, whereas, all right, 1 possession, he'll get you 5 yards total on 2 carries, and then the next possession, he'll bust off a 7-yard run, and you say, well, that's 12 yards on 3 carries, that's 4 yards per carry. Yeah, well, you didn't really help us much on that first possession, did you? What are we doing here? I feel like we've seen all that we have needed to see from Madison, to where Cam Akers, in his limited snaps, 5.7 yards per carry. I would give him an opportunity, give him a shot to be the new Vikings RB1. Not only that, because then you're putting all the eggs in the basket of Cam Akers to succeed, but if in a full-time role that weren't to work out, you need an insurance policy, I would also sign Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette, I mean, he's just at home on the couch. Which actually reminds me, you guys remember those commercial breaks during the Jerry Springer show growing up? And this guy representing Everest College would just verbally assault you, the viewers. He'd be like, look at you right now. What are you doing? You're sitting at home on the couch where you could be doing something for your future. That's Leonard Fournette right now. Alexander Madison, all he does is he doesn't have any vision. He doesn't cut. He just puts his head down. He's already predetermined where he's going to go. And that's it. Run blocking be damned. But Cam Akers and Leonard Fournette, I think, would be a major boost to this run game. The passing game needs a lot of help because the run game so far is towards the bottom of the league. On the defensive side of the ball, Marcus Davenport, who has really shut me up, when he's healthy and on the field, he really gets after it. That Carolina game was spectacular, but he's likely going to IR after suffering a high ankle sprain. But you do have DJ Wonnum to fill that void for as long as Davenport is going to be out. Pair him with Danielle Hunter, one of the elite pass rushers in the game. And really outside of interior defensive line, outside linebacker, inside linebacker, safeties especially, it's been really, really good. Corners, I would say, it's been hit or miss. Best case, borderline solid. But the three safety sets that you have with Harrison Smith, Cam Bynum, and Josh Metellus has been beautiful football. But the interior defensive line, Harrison Phillips, as a nose tackle, has been a disaster. Dean Lowry should not be playing. You've tried to experiment with Khyiris Tonga and Jonathan Bullard, and it just hasn't worked out. The Vikings are giving up 112 yards per game on the ground. And I think that's primarily because of the interior defensive line. You just do not have pressure. You got to sign somebody. Linval Joseph. I think if you just had an okay nose tackle, it would just make a huge difference for the run defense for the Minnesota Vikings. Linval Joseph, and I know he's past his prime. Getting Linval Joseph now is not getting the Linval Joseph of old when he was with Minnesota the first time. But he's a big body. Just throw your body around. Somebody that can just clog up the middle and give Harrison Phillips. I'm sick of seeing Harrison Phillips double teamed. That's not part of his game. That's not where he's going to succeed. To where if you do have, and you got to fight for scraps at this point, it's not like you can sign a Quinnen Williams or anybody like that. You're a third of the way through the season. You got to work with the resources that you have. Sign Linval Joseph. He would be, even at this stage in his career, also at home, sitting on the couch, he would still be a major upgrade at nose tackle than anything else we have on the roster right now.